Well, for me, it's another one of those mornings that I'm in deep introspection. In fact, I'm going to call today's talk Introspection, What Are the Standards Now? I don't know if you've ever had one of those days where you wake up over a period of maybe an hour or two, where you wake up and you sort of doze back off and you're in a dream, and then you sort of wake back up again and look at the clock again, and then you doze back off, and then and that process keeps repeating itself as you ponder this dream. But in the dream that was going on this morning, and I don't always remember my dreams, but in the dream that was going on this morning, once again I was back in Pennsylvania, Penn's Woods, and once again the setting was Procter & Gamble Paper Products Company, or what used to be called Charmin Paper Products Company in Mahoupany, Pennsylvania, where I worked for over 5 years ultimately as a process analyst in the paper-making industry. However, there was something different in the dream today, and there was a new setting. There was a lot of chaoticness, and I had a lot of people helping me and interacting with me in this thing. I don't know who they all were, all parts of me according to dream interpretation as I understand it. But there were a lot of aspects, or a lot of people helping me. And what I was searching for, something had changed, and I wasn't sure exactly what it was. And I went looking for the analytical methods so that I would know the settings to do the test, to do some of the tests that needed to be done, because I had forgotten some of the specific numbers and how to run the tests that used to be second nature to me. In fact, I actually partially wrote and edited the analytical methods for that department way back when I was in I was only in my early 20s. It was before I even got married that I started working there. So I'm searching for the analytical methods and not finding them. And I laid there for a good while pondering, what does this mean to me? You know, the introspection thing. How does this dream fit where I am now? And then I come to the computer and I get this message from Tut, from Mike Dooley. I've mentioned that before. I'm going to read his message this morning, and that's going to be the blurb for What Are the Standards Now, or the introspection piece. He wrote, "All is well, Ron. You don't have to like or love everything or everyone, not in the usual sense." Those are key words to me. "Injustices and villains always abound during primitive times. You knew this would be true before you chose this life, just as you knew that the good and the beauty would far exceed the bad and the ugly. Life is beautiful, the universe. P.S. Have your preferences. Go where you're drawn, Ron, and dwell upon all that is good." Again, as I said as I was reading it, not in the usual sense were the key words in that message from Tut. Nothing in today's world for most of us is going to be in the usual sense. We are in a time of transition in this ninth wave. We are in a time when everything appears chaotic, lots of upheaval going on. We have a tendency, as I did in the dream, to search for the standard that used to work for us. As I said, I even wrote the analytical methods. I even wrote some of the manufacturing standards, or rewrote them so that they could be more easily understood. And that has been what I've tried to do much of my life, is to try to make things more easily understood, to make the left brain and the right brain sort of work together. Yes, I'm a very analytical person. I'm also a very intuitive person. But I'm facing, as we all are, this new reality. And allowing the energies to enable me to transcend the old and bring forth the new. That's what the ninth wave to me, again, is all about. And by the way, I listened to Carl Kalaman's recent interview, not really an interview. He was on one of the podcasts for a couple of hours just a day or so ago, or within the past week for sure. But I listened to it yesterday, and I encourage you to do that. Carl Kalaman is a pioneer in understanding this evolution of consciousness and this new paradigm. And it's important that we listen to the people that sort of brought this forward. I'd love Ian Lungold to still be around and talk, because he had a way, even more so than Carl Kalaman, of making things more easily understood. I mean, he made things so clear. He was such an excellent teacher. And I still go back from time to time and listen to some of his videos that were made prior to his death. But in any case, we are in a time when the old standards, the old methods, the old analyses aren't working. And Tut's message to me, you don't have to like or love everything or everyone. That certainly flies in the face of what I believe to me are bedrock values and a bedrock belief system, where I do have to love everything and everyone. Well, maybe not everything, but everyone, because I choose to look for the spark of divinity within everyone. I know it's there. It can't not be there. It can't not be there no matter where a person is, no matter what role they're playing. The spark of divinity is that which gives each of us life. There is no life apart from that divine essence. There is no life. That is the life that fills the entire cosmos and permeates everything in all of existence. Everything. So as I go through these struggles in my personal life, as you go through the struggles in your personal life, perhaps you're finding, as I am, that the old standards don't always work the way we thought they would, or the way they were supposed to work. And so we are forced almost to take a new look and to see from a new perspective, and to define things maybe a little bit differently, or perhaps not define things at all. Just allow things to be what they are and go for the ride. In the recent thing that I've had with the court issues and whatnot, it was interesting because I had a plan that I was going to file paperwork with the local court, and if they didn't respond in the way that I wanted them to, I was going to then file an appeal. That was my thought and my plan. But last Thursday, Spirit prompted me all day. I kept getting these thoughts. Call a certain individual who lives in another state, who I was told knows the law very, very well, is very well versed in the law. And I kept getting this impression to call this person. I had been given his phone number. And finally, it was after 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I finally said, okay, I'm going to call this person. And had I not called the person, I would have missed out on filing the appeal. These synchronicities, these listening to guidance. You see, last Friday was the final day that I was able to file the appeal. I didn't realize, it wasn't fixed in my mind, that you're supposed to file the appeal within 30 days of a judgment being issued, or an order being issued by the court. I didn't realize that. And so had I done it my way, the old way, my analytical way, I would have missed out on the timing that was so critical and so important. And I think what Spirit is trying to get me to see is, Ron, you have lots of helpers. You have lots of helpers. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to call someone when you need help. And forget the old analytical methods. Forget them. This is about intuition. It's about trusting guidance. It's about synchronicities. Watch as the plan unfolds. Watch. Be part of it, act, but most importantly, watch. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. This is the message Spirit's giving me. Maybe Spirit's not telling you that. I suspect Spirit is, but maybe not. I mean, you're in a different place than I am, some of you. Some of you are in the same place that I am, generally speaking. But I'm told to pay attention. And I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I still have a tendency to want to be overly analytical. Anal retentive, some people call it. I'm sure I've been accused of that in my life. Perhaps you have as well. But I'm learning to trust and learning to let go. And learning in all of these things to trust Spirit to bring forth the highest good for everyone. Spirit, I believe, is creating a win-win situation in this whole evolution. As I listened to Carl Kalaman said, he said, it's not really about so much about free will or even co-creating our own reality. It's about getting in line with the flow, getting in resonance with what's happening, because something bigger than any of us individually is going on here. And we need to ask for help. I mean, yesterday I asked for financial help for you don't know how much I resist doing that, because I so dislike the monetary system in our world that even asking for monetary help goes against my grain and rubs me the wrong way. And a half a dozen or so people responded yesterday with gifts ranging from $5 to $100. So it's a beautiful thing. Has it totally covered the cost of filing the appeal? No, it hasn't. And I don't know what it's going to cost to file the second round of the appeal. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. But what I'm saying is, Spirit is saying, Ron, trust. We're working things out. We're bringing people into your life. You're going to have everything that you need when you need it. Can you trust that? Can you live by faith? Are you willing to go out on the limb and do the things that you came here to do and trust that everything is going to work out just fine? Are you going to be able to dwell on all that is good, as Tut says? Yes, I have my preferences. Am I willing to go where I'm drawn and do what I'm led to do? Yes, I believe I am. I'm learning the same as you. I haven't arrived, same as you. But we're in this together, and it's going to come out beautifully. I do believe that. There's a part of me that knows that knows it. So, in my ramblings this morning, I trust that something that I've said is meaningful to you, so that you can maybe make a little bit of sense out of all the chaos that may be going on in your world, in your life, as it is in mine. So, once again, I ask you to ponder the things that I'm sharing with you. And most importantly, do a lot of introspection. Go into your own heart, into your own soul, and look deeply. I leave you with these thoughts this morning. May God bless you and grant you a beautiful day, a peaceful day, a loving day. Namaste.